Hello and welcome back to Heroes of the Mist. I'm your host and Game Master Hawk Robinson, and this is an actual play Advanced Dungeons & Dragons 1st Edition Homebrew Multiverse campaign as a fundraiser and to raise awareness about role-playing games for RPG Research, a non-profit 501c3 studying the effects of all role-playing games and their potential to help improve lives. You can learn more about RPG Research at rpgresearch.com. You'll learn more about this show, Heroes of the Mist, at mistheroes.com, and the Multiverse campaign world at beru.world. That's beru.world. Our players are...
Hello, I'm Adam. I'm playing Torin, who is a human thief and currently dancing with a pair of magic shoes.
I am Lillian.
But not with them on.
No, not with them on. Dancing
in front of
with
them.
them.
Yeah.
Not with them.
I'm Lillian. I'm playing River. She's a sea spirit folk regen, martial artist, and she's currently playing with some white boxes.
I'm Katie Coonan. I am playing Moisha Turtlebomb. Moisha has noticed some very strange things, and he's kind of overwhelmed and ready to go to bed.
And I'm Andy, and do not adjust your monitors. I am, in fact, this pale.
I am Joe Coonan. I'm playing Phantom Gwerion, who is currently networking with leprechauns.
So is Talk.
Well,
In fact, Talk just disappeared with a leprechaun.
Yes, yes. Talk, of course, is my character, who is a gnome illusionist, fancying himself the next David Copperfield of this world.
Yes. And behind the scenes, we have Dan and Pyro helping make the magic happen with the AV and the chat room moderation, etc. Now remember, this is an audience interactive show, so as you hang out in the twitch.tv/RPG Research chat room during the live broadcast, you can automatically gain hero points. Just hanging out there, you'll slowly gain some. If you want to accelerate the process, tweet about us, social networks, send links for people to come join the show. If you do that and show that to the moderators, they'll give you bonus hero points. If you want to make even more hero points, you can donate to us in $5 increments, and that will help give you some bonus hero points. And if you become a Patreon subscriber, you get, for every $10 a month, you get 1,000 bonus hero points for being a Patreon supporter. That's at patreon.com/RPG Research. And then you can spend those points to have a nearly real-time impact on the adventure. So already the audience in the previous half of the show already did do that with the beginning part. So you can thank the audience for the White Fox, and you can thank the audience for the feelings of foreboding and ominous feelings.
I'm just glad there wasn't any monkey.
Yeah, way to ruin it for us.
And there's more on the way, thanks to the
Oh,
audience.
goodness.
So thank you very much, audience. We'll keep
fun.
adding those extra
Audience
layers.
participation feast.
Yes. And it can be good or bad. Sometimes the audience helps. Sometimes the audience
Or
causes mischief. Sometimes the audience can be downright evil. And that's up, the GM's discretion. You can't derail the campaign with any of the options, but if you want to see what you can spend your points on, go to mistheroes.com, click on Audience Interaction. You'll see the little catalog of options that you can spend your points on. The primary purpose of the show is to show people just an average tabletop role-playing game experience without all the whistles and bells and professional actors and all of that. Just the fun of it, the joy of it, that we can just enjoy and have a good time going through this cooperative recreational activity together. But also as a fundraiser for RPG Research. So do please consider donating. Our programs, our research side and our community programs help various populations, including at-risk youth and adults, autism spectrum, ADHD, social phobias and social skill development, brain injuries, muscular dystrophy, and many others. So please do consider helping. We hit number 55th volunteer this week. We had 2 years ago, we were at number 6.
Congrats.
We are at 55. And about half of those are here in Spokane. The rest are scattered across 4 continents, in North and South America, Europe, and Asia, Yeah.
Middle East.
And one in Antarctica.
Middle
for some
East,
reason.
yeah, kind
I
of.
don't know exactly what's going on there.
Eurasia, Middle East, yeah. So Saudi Arabia is one of our volunteers, one of our researchers. So,
I think we have one from Middle Earth as well.
Dave always calls me his Numenorian friend. So,
I've always thought he was an ent.
Yeah.
An ent. Well, I did play an ent for the Muscular Dystrophy Association camp a couple of summers ago.
And you've got the height for it.
Well, I added a couple of paint buckets to the bottom of my feet. So I was over like 9 feet tall and with a staff, right? And I was in
he and
camouflage.
Brian do have the Ent crawl every month.
Yes, Brian and I have been doing the world's slowest pub crawl. We call it Ent Crawl at entcrawl.com. I need to get that site updated, but we just like every few months hit another pub and try everything out. But yeah, for Muscular Dystrophy Association, I was an Ent. I was in all these woodland type camouflage clothing. Even my face was covered; I could kind of see through it. And this is for a summer camp for muscular dystrophy kids, and they run into me in the forest trying to find some other pretend children that have been kidnapped by an evil witch, and like, oh, I know where she is, but she's made me into an angry ant, and unless you can go get these ingredients, I will have to stop you, right? And so they go and unravel all these clues and puzzle boxes and such, and bring back these, herbs or just flowers we found from the area, mix them in a bucket. Yeah, and fill up these wands full of water and spray the heck out of me, and they have to totally soak me down to wash away all the witch's evil spell there, and then I'm nice and helpful. Well, Father's like, yes, you did it, thank you so much, and I show my face, and I'm smiling, and they all sprayed my face. No, I'm done, you did it, and they thought that was a great time. Luckily, it was like 90 degrees out, so it felt nice to get sprayed. Once they were done with that fun, because they dried out the bucket, because they just kept going, I then told them where they could find the witch and free the kids, etc. So,
I'd like to
so
be
I
a
have
tree
played an
herder,
ent.
but
I'm not an ent, but I've played one in a camp.
I'd like to be a tree herder, but I ain't.
Da-dum-dum. Yes.
So anyways,
Anyway, so meanwhile, you guys were at this druidic Gaelic-style party for the fall festival. And things were just starting to get interesting. The gates to Fae popped open, and all these Fae creatures, none of them were 3 feet tall, started coming out through the ground and the base of the trees and just everywhere, and buzzing around and walking around and crawling around and slithering around and hopping around and just all over the place. A leprechaun was conversing and doing a little mischief with Talk, and then disappeared to go talk with Talk. Farhad was... What's that?
Gonna have a talk with Talk.
Yes. Farhad was having a nice conversation with a leprechaun, little tiny leprechaun, who now is the same size as Farhad, who is taking him around introducing him by request to many of the other Fae creatures. River is here with a small, tiny little white albino fox with a bunch of little baby white foxes, 6 little white foxes in a little nest there.
you can make a whole glove with them. I'm just saying.
Or could have a
audience
pet.
members said the same thing, too. And Moisha is getting increasingly uncomfortable after hearing from Dranera and Karn that at some point there will be disrobing and debauchery, and is hoping to be able to slide away when things get that uncomfortable. Before then, though, there's a little bit of dancing and music, and the drums started, and first the Fae and then some of the druids all started to just kind of groove to the music as the drums layered in with many different percussion instruments, and now even a few flutes here and there have joined in, and it's not unpleasant at all. It's kind of enjoyable, and you kind of want to move to it. You don't have to, but there is just a primal response to it that you kind of want to get in the groove. But pretty much most of the druids, the children all the way on up to the elderly, and all of the Fae are grooving to the drum music and such, just dancing in their own unique ways.
Moisha should just wait until someone starts shepherding all the kids away to play musical chairs and just go with
Moisha
them.
doesn't trust that they will send the children away.
Yeah, not all cultures do
Well,
that.
of course,
so
of course.
yeah. So anyway, so the dancing started. So then the question was, what do you do?
Currently dancing with a pair of shoes.
Yeah, that's right. That's right. You got a couple of emerald green shoes kind of dancing in front of you, hopping around, and every now and then they point towards you, and then they point in the same direction as your feet, hopping around, and so you're dancing with those, not with them on, but next to them.
Yes.
Okay. And so you're doing that, so kind of following its lead.
Yeah.
Okay. It seems happy with you doing that. If you could tell, somehow you sense that the shoes are happy.
Happy feet.
River's starting to feel alone in this crowd of people.
Mm-hmm.
So she's gonna find like Moisha or.
Okay, Moisha's over
yeah.
there looking very uncomfortable
It's gonna go.
for some reason. More like really uncomfortable looking.
Well,
So, and then you see Karn and Janera over there.
Your
But
point.
Janera is starting to kind of sway to the music a little bit. Karn has crossed his arms and has a dour look on his face. So, he's having none of that. He's barefoot, though, so it's kind of an odd contrast because he's in his most casual clothes. You've never seen him in such casual clothing. And barefoot.
Moisha is still in his boots. He's not in his dwarven boots,
Yeah.
but he's in his spare boots, in his jammies.
Okay. You suspect he's only in this attire because of Janera. You're fairly certain he would not do that on his own. If he had his way, he'd probably be in his full suit of armor, weapons in hand, you suspect. But he seemed like he was relaxing at first. Once the dancing started, arms crossed and language became, your body language became very
really
closed.
cut loose. It's like, hey, it's festival culture, we're guests, might as well. It'd be rude not to.
River's gonna make her way so she's like closer to people she knows.
Now I'm picturing Karn
Okay.
just wearing flip-flops.
Barefoot. Just barefoot.
Flip-flops and socks.
Moisha? So, River, are you walking up to Moisha, or?
Yeah, she just wants to be around other people that she
Okay,
knows.
Okay. So
more.
as you're kind of wandering on over,
Yeah.
the fox kind of looks at you curiously, but stays by its little foxes. But you're walking along, and you feel something rub against your leg.
Alright.
And you look down, and
Yeah.
you see this it's not albino white like the fox, but a very white, fluffy cat. And just starts going,
Yeah.
rubbing along your legs and such very
River
happily.
wants to pet it and like hold it, possibly.
Okay, so you reach down.
Yeah.
So you see its eyes are not reflecting light; they are glowing yellow, not reflective yellow. They are glowing. It looks up at you. So you go and pick up the cat.
Yes.
Okay.
I feel
Cat
lucky.
purrs, leans into you.
Oh yeah, now I'm just walking up to Moisha with a cat.
Okay. And you see, Herschel, Moisha's dog.
Oh, yeah.
Look up, not hostile at all.
Okay, good.
Just very curious, head kind of tilted sideways in that dog curious look, like he's really confused. Does the other thing, looks at Moisha, and looks back, and looks really confused. Like if a dog could look, dogs could look
Yeah.
confused.
Yeah.
Looks really confused. Not, you wouldn't expect that from you holding a cat.
Yeah.
But looks really confused. Looks at Moisha, looks at you, looks at Moisha, looks at you, and then backs away and hunkers down a little bit.
Moisha hunkers down with Herschel.
Okay.
What's wrong? Buddy?
So
What's
the
wrong?
cat looks at the two of you. As soon as the cat makes eye contact with Herschel puts his head down beneath his paws like this, and then kind of peeks up over, looks up, and you swear you sense the cat smiling. Can't see it. It's not a Cheshire cat. You don't see it. But you get a feeling it kind of sits a little taller, looking down at the
I hope as
dog.
the king of cats, I'll take vengeance on cat.
Yeah, see,
And then rubs into your face. Just
Yeah.
I just was immediately picturing, like, she's holding a fluffy white cat, and as she walks around, everybody else sees her stroking this bizarre, twisted hell beast with non-Euclidean forms. And
That is not so far off from the truth. Not quite what you're saying, but there is something to be said. Now, you're there with the cat, you see the cat, everything seems fine. You're looking around.
Well, Herschel does not believe everything's fine, and so
Herschel does not.
So Moisha doesn't either. Moisha
Okay.
has taken his cue from the dog.
And of course, Talk isn't here to suggest, but Farhad, you're being walked around, and at one point, your leprechaun friend, Pach, points over to your friend, and you see that River is holding in her arms, petting the leg of this huge, white, kind of misty-looking dragon. This long serpentine dragon seems to be just sitting on her arm and stroking like one leg of this huge dragon. It's about 20 feet tall, up towering, looking down at Moisha and Herschel. You see Herschel down on the ground with his paws like this. And River just seems to be casually stroking one partial, paw of one leg of this giant white dragon. Not like snow dragon, like the more Asian style long serpentine type. Yeah, you see that. And he's like, paws like, oh, I see he's having fun with her. Well, she'll have a real surprise in the morning now.
Who's he? Can you introduce me?
Actually, no, not when he's playing on a target. It's best to leave the mark alone when he's having fun. Wouldn't want to upset him now. You do not want to upset that one, let me tell you.
Well, certainly not. I don't want to upset anybody. I hope that I accord myself quite well during the festival here.
And you've been great. You've been a great companion. Let's go talk to some others. And pulls you off in another direction.
Do you know any girls?
Oh, yes, let me tell you. Takes you off in that direction. So you see, for whatever reason, maybe didn't notice you, whatever, you're not seeing the illusion. Somehow River is holding one leg of an entire huge dragon.
So this looks like I'm holding this.
Yeah, just like this, like with no effort, just carried along this huge dragon towering up in the sky above you and stroking part of its leg, one little part, comfortably and such, kind of rubs against it, what have you. But yeah, it is not touching the ground. Like its tail goes out this way and flicks a little bit this way.
Just kind of floating along.
And you see the other fairy avoid it, like are giving it plenty of room. Even the druids are kind of like look that way and give it lots of space. What's that?
It takes up one.
Yeah, but it is keeping itself very vertical. It's not spreading out a whole lot. It's very vertical, and slithering up like that. It doesn't have any wings.
Goes off into darkness of the sky. Like,
well, it's only 20-something feet.
Only.
20 feet.
Only.
So it's still in the light of all the trees and the insects and all that. But yeah, you're just like, huh?
I kind of.
You see Herschel cowering on the ground.
Turn away from it. So I don't have to look at it.
Okay.
And just focus on the dancing shoes.
Okay.
Because that's normal.
More normal.
All right, Moisha. You just see her stroking this cat, but but Herschel's terrified.
Herschel's terrified, so
and perplexed.
yeah, and I look around and.
Did you see everybody giving you a wide berth?
And is everybody dancing?
Pretty much. Yep. Except Karn and.
It's like.
Yeah.
So Herschel, come here.
Generic
So we go over towards Herschel and I go talk to Janera.
Okay.
To get permission
so she's
to
doing
leave.
just kind of a wavy dance thing, as many of the others are. River.
Is there anything?
Moisha just kind of turns and walks away.
It's like,
Herschel
okay.
quickly follows after.
Well, that makes sense. Herschel's like scared.
Apparently terrified of white cats.
There's a lot of strange things going around.
Yes, indeed. Since you've come to this land, it has been one thing after another.
So,
Didn't think people were that scared of cats.
well, there's a lot of strange other creatures coming around here, so is there anything else, just around? Or
is there anything else around?
I mean, that, but, it's close. Or do I feel like there's,
Everything's suddenly giving you a very wide berth. All the Fae and the Druids are, giving you tons of space.
Yeah, now I'm starting to look at the cat.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And the pet rubs against you. Looks at you with its glowing yellow eyes.
Totally normal.
This whole place, totally normal. Yeah, dancing with some shoes.
It is a Druid Fall Festival.
Normal is a relative term.
That's right. So it looks at you with all too intelligent look.
Yeah, River's kind of looking at it, there's something weird with you. But you kind of.
Do you say that out loud, or?
No, she's thinking all this in her head, but she's like, kind
Like
of.
that matters.
You hear in your head, well, it is all relative. Yes, and it's in your native tongue. In your head. Because it doesn't speak. You didn't see the cat's mouth open or anything.
No,
But
that
you
would be
hear this
interesting.
kind of, it has a little bit of a light-hearted, it's like, oh, everything's kind of relative.
I've noticed that since I've come to this country.
Yes. Well, let's go see if there's any others to go look at. But scratch that ear, please. Please scratch that ear. Leans its ear towards you.
Okay.
Okay.
Whatever.
Rest of you, see it adjusted this big leg and get scratched over on the backside of the leg and say, "Oh yes, that's very good. Thank you." So, what brings you so far from your homelands?
I'm searching for something.
Searching for, I sound like Yoda here. Searching for something, found something. There are many things to be found, but what is it you're searching for?
Something stolen
Stolen.
from the shrine that I serve at, or used to serve at.
Oh, do tell. Maybe I can help.
It is. I can't remember what I called it.
Making us go back and actually review our character concepts.
Remember, I warned you guys that we need to make sure we really refresh the backgrounds, because that's going to become increasingly an issue.
Yep. I'm searching for a relic of Ryujin that used to be at the shrine where I lived in my country.
And what happened to it?
Someone stole it.
Do you know who?
No,
No clues at all.
I know what they look like.
Do tell.
She basically gives a vague description of could be anyone from her country, really, of just
Yeah.
this traveler
Okay.
that came through.
Right.
So
Dark hair, dark
Have you
eyes.
found any other clues along the way?
I just have this of what the relic was replaced with, and she pulls out this metal can that's all the edges are smooth, and it sounds like it's shaped inside is some sort of liquid, but it's completely smooth.
What is it again?
It's the trinket that I got
Okay.
from the table.
Okay.
Yeah.
Ah, well. And what brought you to these so far away from your lands to here? It seems like you would be searching far and wide in your own lands.
Well,
If it was one of your own kind.
currently helping somebody so that I can get some assistance on my puzzling problem.
Well, perhaps I could help you. What did this person promise you in return to help you?
Information to help me. I'm not sure actually, because the thing.
We kind of didn't finish.
Yeah,
the
we
details
didn't
on
not
that, yeah.
have details.
Okay, well, each of you, it was that they would give you the key. It's usually information.
Yeah.
That they would give you the key piece of information that you haven't been able to find anywhere else. You've exhausted all other resources. You've tried high and low, multiple continents, whatever, to find the clue that you need to who did this, and hit a dead end. And you've gone as far as you can go. And everybody says that Torshalon's Lord is the master of information across the multiverse.
Yeah.
And can provide the key information you need. Won't hand it right to you, but the key missing piece of information that you need to start tracking the person.
Yeah.
But to do that, you have to first do
Yeah.
this mission in trade.
Okay.
So, play with that.
Okay. The person I'm working for said that when I finished this job, that he would give me information that I needed to start finding the relic.
And you say this item here, points a paw, even though it's still talking in your head, points a paw at it. They swapped it That's what they left in its stead?
Yes.
Do you mind if I take a closer look?
Yes. Go ahead.
Leans over and tries to sniff it. Now you see this huge head of the dragon bend all the way down to her, and start sniffing. Completely bent down. This big U shape, sniffing at something she's holding up. Oh, yes. I think I could help you. But we should go somewhere private to talk. Is that okay with you?
Now she's like, I don't know.
Okay.
And where would this
Glowing
place?
cat eyes just looking at you expectantly.
Yeah, everything goes well forever, all the time when things happen like this.
Never a cat ever let someone astray.
Especially in these lands.
And where is it you want to go?
Oh, just somewhere private. Maybe just... How about over where we will both be more comfortable, closer to our natural habitat, over that way,
Where
points a
if there's any
claw.
screaming, there won't be anyone to really, be bothered by.
You're not here to say things, so...
I think I'm comfortable here.
Oh, please, rubs against you. I can help you and save you years of going down the wrong path.
Many people have told me that, but some of them tried to kill me.
Oh, no, nothing. We're all good fae here. We're just here to happy and enjoy the spirit of life. Come, please, let's go over there, please. Rubs against your face some more. Looks at you expectantly.
River's not having
Not
it
having
with
any
this cat.
of it. Okay,
No.
so we'll leave it. So you see the giant dragon's head like rub a whisker against her face and such, and then kind of lean back and look at her expectantly. Roll a save versus spell.
16 over 12.
Good. So that means a successful save.
Yeah.
Okay. You feel like it's in your mind trying to compel you to say yes, but you're able to resist giving into the compulsion. But you feel like it's in your head trying to nudge you.
As soon as she feels that, she just drops the cat.
Okay, so as soon as you do that, drops, instead of a cat dropping, a giant clawed leg lands where you expected the cat. And you're just looking up and up the leg, sinuous body, and a doubled over 20, it's now 10 feet in half, and a giant head of a dragon, white, not quite furry, kind of feathery almost.
Yeah.
Dragon looking right at you, no wings, the long serpentine, like you're familiar with from your country.
Yeah.
But looking at this huge mouth of this huge dragon looking at you.
It's Falcor.
And he's like, now it actually speaks rather than in your head. It's oh, drat. We could have had so much fun. And he straightens up and leaps into the sky and slithers on over in that direction he'd been pointing to. Just kind of through the trees.
Yeah, I am sure.
Moisha, you saw that transformation when you were back over in this area. Just the cat dropped and turned into this huge dragon.
That's where dragon can't come.
Oh, my
All
gosh.
cats are actually dragons.
So have I reached Dranara yet?
Yeah. You're there next to Dranara, and she's kind of doing her
Dranara.
thing.
Dranara,
Yes, Moisha, what can I do for you?
might it be okay if I went to bed now?
Or you should probably wait until after the feast. The feast will come next, and then when they start to take off the clothing, then you can slip away. We will be eating soon.
Okay.
Enjoy yourself.
I nod and
Go stand
hunker
next to
down.
Karn.
No, I nod. Well, yeah, but I hunker down with Herschel. But over near we'll go stand next to Karn and
Okay.
hunker down.
Okay. So you pop to. You have infravision, right?
Yeah.
You're not a deep gnome with ultravision. So infravision. So all you can make out is that you're in some cave, unlit, and the leprechaun's there, and he's still your size. In the
and
same.
he's still the most trustworthy person
Yes,
I've ever met.
still trust him. He's like you just can't help but feel absolute trust in this person. And he waves his hand, and this kind of beddish-like couch appears, and gestures for you to go ahead and relax there.
A
And then-
fainting couch, as it were.
Kind of, yes. And he gestures, and a comfortable large chair appears for him, and he sits down in that and gestures for you to lay down there. Now tell me, lad. Tell me about what's going on for you.
Okay.
And there you see no doors or windows or exit of any kind. It seems about an 8 foot by 8 foot by 6
He'd be a
foot
little
tall
wary of
room.
this if he
Yeah.
wasn't, with the most trustworthy
Yes, exactly.
person he's ever met in his
Exactly.
life.
But you can hear faintly a vibration of boom, 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 like drums.
Okay, so we're
very
nearby.
faintly. What's that?
So we're nearby still.
Somewhere, but you're underground. It feels like. So
He goes and I guess lays down on the couch and says, "Draw me like your French girls." Sorry, that just the Titanic reference just immediately popped into my head, and I couldn't.
And then the debauchery begins.
Well, I wouldn't necessarily just tell anybody with this, but especially I've heard such things about leprechauns. They're not from what I've heard, they're not generally known to be trustworthy. But I know a good person when I see one.
There's some bad eggs out there. That's
of course,
for sure.
People are people,
That's right.
There's good and bad. And,
Indeed. But you can trust me, lad.
Oh yeah, I know that. You just have that look about you.
Of course. So tell me. Just looks at you expectantly.
What do you want to know?
Your hopes, your dreams, what you want for the future. What brings you out here?
I want to find the land I was born in, and if I have any surviving family, I want to return to my home.
Oh, you've got plenty of surviving family. I'm sure of it. You're kind of prolific,
Well, I've met a few of my type, but I was referring specifically more to direct family.
What happened to your family?
We were attacked.
Oh dear. Dearie me, by whom?
I don't know. It's I was young and I didn't see anything really.
Well, what did you see? What do you know? Do you need a little time to review your notes there?
I just want to get something real quick. I remember. I got the general, but I'm trying to remember.
Okay, I'll give you a minute to peruse that. We'll come back to that. So, Torin. Dancing with the feet, with the shoes there. Okay, it's slowly dancing a little faster and a little faster and a little faster. You still keeping up with
Trying
it?
to.
Okay.
Hey, how's that? Get out your glow stick.
Roll a dex check.
That 18
Out
out
of
of 13.
Okay, so at one point you kind of slip over a couple little flowers and such, and you kind of fall down. And you're like, oh, oops, sorry. And you go to get back up. You notice one of the shoes has slipped on your left foot. And the other one's still
That's probably not a good thing there. I just
Okay.
try.
Try to take it off.
Yeah.
All right, you're able to slide it off.
Okay.
And then cloppity, 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 cloppity next to you as you get back up.
Okay. All right.
Continue dancing?
Yeah.
Okay, so you continue dancing.
Sorry about that.
All right.
What happened there?
River?
She's kind of annoyed with the dragon because she does not like it when people try to do mind things to her.
You can still see it.
Yeah, so
Snaking
now
its
she's
way
just
that
like
way.
standing there like Khan, like
Karn.
it's
Okay,
not
so now we
happening
have
anymore.
3 party members acting like Karn. Between Moisha, River, and Karn. Herschel's just scared.
River could probably come out of it faster than
Now
those
you
two.
understand what
She's-
Herschel might have been seeing.
Yeah, but she's still like. Got it.
Those magic roofies.
The drums and dancing go on for about 5 more minutes, and then suddenly go to a reach. Everybody's like a feverish pitch. The drumming's got really faster, and then stops. Just immediately stops. Whew. People breathing heavily, young and old, all alike. And then you hear just a whole bunch, like thousands of little tingly bells, just all in the trees and such. Just hundreds and hundreds of little tinkly bells. And the lights kind of come back up a little bit. And you see the tables that were kind of laid out, they're stones and wood. They're again, very natural. But they've been covered with tablecloths. And these huge feast, long lines of tables with stone and wooden benches and such have been laid out. Just long lines of food laid out, hot and cold, and drinks and everything. And you see everybody start quickly heading on over to the feast.
All right.
Head on over to the feast.
Head on over to the feast. It's food
Okay.
time.
Roll your dex check.
All right. Let's do this. 2 of
Good.
13.
Both of the shoes try to leap as you're walking. Keep trying to leap under your feet
Hey.
and try to seem like trip you. Apparently,
Hey.
you keep
Yeah, stop.
oh hey up,
Hey,
oh
dancing
up,
time.
oh up, yay, and like they don't seem to want you to stop dancing, and they keep trying to trip you up as you get over towards the feast. But as soon as you get within about 10 feet from the feast, they stop suddenly from the nearest feast table.
Well, you can't dance off the dance floor. I mean, that's rude if you go into the restaurant area.
I know you don't got a mouth and you're not hungry, nothing but I am, so you just see all around.
All right,
Go
so
eat.
go feast.
Ah.
All right, you sit down next to a really old, gnarled old woman, and next to you about a 14-year-old boy, both in druidic, simple robes and such.
Hi,
Get us
I'm
up there.
Torin.
And so the old woman says, "Oh, it's nice to meet you, Toran. Aren't you a sweet boy?"
Oh, thank you.
And the boys are like, "Hi,
Hey, how's it going?
okay, how are you?"
I'm doing good. Man,
Glad to hear it.
There's some party y'all throw.
"Oh, we're just getting started."
Oh, good.
Yeah.
I got a big spread here of food. and
Oh,
everything.
yeah.
Hey, what's up
Eat
with
all you can.
What's up with them shoes always trying to get up my guy's feet?
What shoes?
Oh, the little green ones over there. That's just somewhere over there.
I don't see any shoes.
Can I see them anymore? They've gone off into the dark.
No, you see them. They're about 10 feet back.
Right there? Their green shoes?
Huh?
With the pointy toes on
No,
them?
no. If it's Faye, you may only be the only one. It may have chosen you to be the only one that you see.
Really?
Yeah, it means it picked you.
Picked me, huh?
Yeah.
Wow.
Some reason it likes you.
Oh, yeah. I like to think I'm likable.
Oh yeah, I'm sure you are.
Oh, let's eat some. There'll
Yeah.
be more time for dancing.
River?
She's gonna sit with people that she knows.
Okay. Karn and Dranera start heading to the feast.
Yeah,
You go
probably.
with them.
Yeah.
Okay. Moisha?
Moisha and Herschel follow.
Okay. You're meanwhile back in your room. Farhad?
Farhad is hanging out with Puck.
Okay.
Yeah.
So Puck is like, "Oh no, you should go eat. Go get your fill there. We'll all be here. It's time for you humans and halflings and half elves and such to get your fill. You're gonna need your energy with what's coming."
Well, thank you ever so much for showing me around. It's been a great pleasure meeting
And he goes,
you.
poof, sprinkling of gold, and he's back to his normal 3-inch height. It's like, "It was my pleasure. Come look for me, or just call out for me. I'll be around. We'll be here all week."
I hope very much to see you soon. I'll go eat it. Gird my strength.
All right, where do you head?
And remember,
After where
5
the
o'clock
food smell is.
Okay.
The 5 o'clock show is completely different from the 7 o'clock show, just so you know.
And especially the midnight show. All right. Do you look for the others or just plop down at any table?
I plop down at any table.
Okay.
Farhad is looking to meet more people.
Great. So you end up next to a 6-year-old girl and about a 20-something young man, and of course there's plenty of others around, but that's who you end up kind of sitting, on each side of you.
Right.
And they're very friendly and welcoming to you. And a lot of the foods you do not recognize at all, but they just start handing you stuff. And there's just little wooden plates and such, and clay plates. It's a mix. It's a hodgepodge, and lots of little serving utensils and such here and there, and simple wooden or clay type implements for eating with and such. But fairly civilized in that respect.
Cool.
But apparently they're not using their hands to serve or eat. So key cultural difference from some other cultures that you would be familiar with.
Yeah, Farhad is good enough with etiquette to know to watch what people do and then do what they do.
That's right. Yeah. So do you just take a little bit of everything, or?
Yeah.
Okay, great. Plates are filling up quickly. All right. Meanwhile, back in the cave. Anyway, go ahead and share some more of the key things about your character with this Fae.
Well, I heard fighting outside of my home, and I went to investigate, and I got there just in time to see a cloaked figure.
A cloaked figure, you say?
Of gnome height. He's probably a gnome, but gnome. We were mostly. I mostly only knew gnomes before in my homeland before.
But not a gnome you knew. A cloaked figure you couldn't make out.
Yes, I couldn't see a face, but I saw him strike down my mother and father.
Oh, strike them down? What do you mean?
Killed them.
But how?
I couldn't see. I saw a flash of shine. It was probably a sword or something. But
you must have felt terrible.
I almost cried out, but my older sister, she found me and covered my mouth and led me away before anyone noticed. And
did your sister know who it was or why it happened? You say all your people, all your family, your village, or just your family?
I was so young.
What happened to your sister?
She led me away, and she'd started packing a trunk with supplies for us to run. And she told me to. She led me with to where the trunk was. She dragged it to the back of the house, near the cliffs, and the stairs down to the docks. And told me to wait there while she went looking for our other brother.
Mm-hmm.
And
then?
She was gone a long time, and then when she came back, she was breathless in a panic, and she told me there'd been a change of plans, and she dumped out the trunk and told me to climb inside.
My.
And so I did, and she gave me some water and food, and told me to stay hidden and quiet until until she came back for me. And then the battle, the noises, it got closer, and
So this was more than just your family; it was your whole settlement.
I don't know really.
Flashes of memory.
We had our house wasn't like right in the center of town. It was,
Mm-hmm.
I guess, a small estate, maybe, or just a country home. It was. It seemed huge to me, but I was so little, and we had you know.
So the battle was getting louder and closer, and then what happened?
I heard my sister cry out, and then she told me to just hold on and not to be afraid, and to just wait until things were calm again. And then I think she started pushing the trunk that I was in, and I was shoved. The trunk was shoved until suddenly I felt weightless, and then I could feel the impact and the splash as I hit the water.
Oh, she dropped you in the water. Oh. And was this a river or a lake? Do you remember?
It was the sea.
Oh my. Oh, you poor lad.
And I have no idea how long I was in there. But the food and water had just started to run out, when suddenly it stopped the constant movement, and I'd evidently landed on the beach.
Where did you land?
Near the base of the Dragonspine Mountains.
Down south, the southern tip? There's a strong currents along there.
I couldn't get out of the trunk. I tried beating on the lid, but I couldn't get it open. And then I heard someone approach from outside and opened it up, and I'd never seen a dragonborn before.
Oh, so that's the dragonborn you met.
I was naturally terrified at first. I mean, I probably would have been frightened of anything that opened that trunk up if it wasn't someone from my own family.
Indeed.
But he calmed me down. And,
what was his name?
Beltran Dravorax. And
Beltran Dravorax.
he was an illusionist, but he'd for many years settled down and become somewhat of a hermit in the old mines. And he dug up what little was left in the mines to sell for any things he needed.
And is that where you were raised?
That's where I was raised the rest of the way.
At this point, you hear the drumming sounds stop. Suddenly, they get really frenzied and then stop. And it's quiet. I see. Well, and then what led you to leave?
Well, I needed to get out on my own and see the world, but most importantly, I needed to try and find where I'd come from. I mean, I don't even know my last name.
Oh,
my family's
poor
name.
lad.
I was.
You have no other clues.
I know that I know my parents were named Mom and Dad.
Oh my. You don't remember the name of your village or anything?
No,
So what brings you up this far north? Do you think you're getting closer to your lands?
I've made a deal that if I can do a few quests for a gentleman, I will he'll tell me, give me some information to help me find me family. But
And who is this you're doing for?
I have no idea really, but very mysterious fellow.
Did you meet him?
No, just someone who works for him.
And who might that be?
Lord Torshalon.
Torshalon, you say? I think I might know that fella. And I think I know
he's a
exactly who he works for.
He's a very strange but good person.
Well,
At least he did right
for those
by us.
that meet their needs.
At least he did right by us, and
Good,
he did
good.
right by his people.
Indeed. And what are you hoping exactly doing this trade will get you?
Well, supposedly they have information that will help me find where I came from. I mean,
Oh, I don't doubt they have any
I
kind of
don't-
information you want, but whether or not it's really the information you need, well, it's going to be what they want you to have, don't you know?
Well, I suppose, but
I
It's,
could help you get there much sooner. You don't have to go off on a long quest and such. If you are interested, at this point your trust is wavering, and so you can resist if you want to, but you don't have to. It's your choice.
well, I mean, that's generous of you, but I know one thing from my family,
What is that, lad?
that we've always been people of our word, and I've
Oh, that's good to hear.
given my word to follow through with this as far as I can, and if it's not everything I need to find my home and my people, then
Lad,
Then-
I think I could take you straight to your people.
I appreciate that, but I'm already, like I said, I'm obligated at this point.
You see him getting
Um,
sterner looking, less friendly. You're feeling less of a friendly vibe
Perhaps
from him.
if I come back this way around this time of year, I can take you up on that offer. But in the meantime,
But you're not willing to consider it now, and you notice his beard seems to be receding, his skin's getting slightly reddish.
Well, and at this point, he's less concerned about the appearance and demeanor of his companion, and more concerned with the fact that he's just starting to fully grasp that he's in a doorless cave.
Yeah. Yeah.
And ever since he had a interesting journey inside of a trunk, he does not like closed off spaces.
Understandable. Lightless,
Yes.
closed off spaces,
He's-
indeed. Okay, so getting a little anxious.
Yeah.
But he is noticeably changing. His appearance is noticeably changing.
I barely take it in.
Okay.
I'm looking at the walls and
Okay.
now, and I'm like,
Stay
but
with me,
I-
lad.
I,
Stay with me, lad.
Well,
I can help you, lad.
if I hadn't have already committed myself, I would take you up in a heartbeat. But
What's wrong, lad? What are you afraid of?
I can't breathe.
Oh, well, let's take care of that. Snap. Tinkling sound, and we'll come back. All right. Torin.
All right.
Feasting away.
All right then.
Old lady, young lad.
No,
this one?
little
Or,
girl
sorry.
and a 20-year-old man.
Nope. That
No,
was,
No, that's
Farhad.
Farhad.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, elderly lady,
Yeah, no.
young lad.
Oh wow. So, what's after this? What will we do after the feasting? Is it just like gonna be more dancing, or is there gonna be?
Of a sort.
Yeah, there's a lot of dancing, and yeah,
Oh,
it's a lot of fun. And the old lady's like, oh dear, it's going to get very intimate, you know. We'll have a good time.
Oh, that sounds fun. That's intimate.
Elbows you in the rib a little bit. Says, after we get all feasted and get a little bit of time to digest, we're all going to get rid of our clothes and be one with nature again. We're all going to be dancing, and the moon will be coming up very soon.
Oh, suppose my grandmama did that. She's a witch up on the mountain season.
No, there's no witches here.
Oh,
No witches here at all.
maybe it's just like what you call it. It's a word, but it's a
We're all
different word everywhere else.
druids.
Okay. And so we go into a bit of a tirade about how we have this, mountain men, the whole little political religion of mine that, it's like, and so supposedly they get up and they dance under the pale moonlight without no clothes on or none. But I
Yes,
really don't
yes.
see her doing that. And if you ever
Yeah.
asked her, she just boxed your ears. So.
Oh, well. Oh, that'll go on through the night
Oh,
till
okay.
everyone's exhausted, and then in morning when we awake at our own times, we'll have a wonderful breakfast and continue, and this will go on for 6 more days.
Wow, that's a lot.
Yes, but it's a wonderful, wonderful time.
Oh, so I take it the gates aren't going to be open till the end of the season.
Oh, no, not till the end of the party, no.
Ah.
But we only rarely ever open those gates for extreme emergencies.
Oh, like what?
Well, and during the first 3 days, we don't dare open the gates. Otherwise, we might let the Fae loose onto the rest of the world. That we don't want to have happen, because they might get up to a little mischief. She looks over at all the Fae out there. None of them have come into the feast area. They're all out doing their thing, but they kind of stayed out of this immediate feast area. Well, they're Fae. They do what they do. They're wild nature incarnate.
Oh.
So for the first 3 days, it would take something pretty terrible to open any of the gates, and the risks, let me tell you, we will try to avoid at all costs. But after the 3rd day, well, if there's really exceptional reason, might let somebody out, but not let anybody in.
Oh, all right then. Okay.
Well, we'd have to be very careful, because
Wait,
the first 3 days the Fae are here.
Oh, so the Fae aren't going to be here after 3 days. Wow.
No, the rest of it is just the rest of the celebration of nature and ourselves and all that is happening here.
That's something, I guess.
Yes.
Huh.
Yes. And so eat up. You're going to need your energy, young lad.
Oh, yeah. That's a lot of dancing.
Pokes you with an elbow again. Smiles at you.
Yeah.
So hands you a bowl of something.
All right.
Then pours a big tankard of something, or a big pitcher of something in your
thank you.
tankard. So enjoy. Okay.
So River's eating with Moisha, Janera, and Karn.
Yes.
Okay. River's suspiciously looking at the food. Like,
Okay. Everybody's just grabbing
Yeah,
the food
she's
and eating
like,
away.
last time
Karn
this
is
happened.
taking a little bit of everything. He doesn't seem resistant to the food.
yeah.
And Janera is enjoying it, definitely.
River
Karn
is
is still stoic, but he doesn't seem wary of
remembering
the food.
last time someone made
Yes,
a feast.
yes, back at Kasarnik Village.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah. It takes her a while to
Okay, so you're eyeballing the food. Are you eating it?
she'll eat it eventually. It might
Okay.
take her.
Some very strange looking food here.
Yeah. What?
Nothing you recognize, really, other than some of the local stuff you've seen recently, but nothing you're normally familiar with.
Okay.
So,
Moisha is also suspicious but hungry,
okay.
and so he picks at food.
Very tasty.
This is called a hot pocket.
It's magical.
He's hungry, but he's afraid that it will be cursed.
Okay.
So he eats. He tries to eat enough to be polite.
Okay.
But only just.
Okay. And Karn eats well. Dranera eats well. And
So not messy. They don't get involved.
Yeah. they consume mass quantities. Farhad.
Mm-hmm.
So you have the little girl and the 20-something lad there.
Mm-hmm.
And you're enjoying the food. The food is quite tasty. It's not, the greatest food on earth, but it's very good. Many of the items you do not recognize, but you're enjoying them for the most part.
So, what's this thing wrapped in a leaf?
Yeah.
This thing?
And the little girl
looks like
doesn't.
meat.
The little
What
girl often does not know, and tries to make stuff up. She says, "That's a turtle shell. And he's like, "No. That's a snail wrap." Oh, right. And so the boy, the older male, kind of helps her along, but lets her try to answer first.
Sure.
So she's very excited to try to show you her knowledge.
And my name is Farhad Gradin. What's your name?
Tinny.
Tinny. It's
Tinny.
a pleasure to meet you. In my home country, when you meet someone new, you say to them, "Senin gözlerin çok güzel jalan."
Yeah, it's funny.
It is funny. It means that you have eyes like a deer.
I have eyes like a deer? She
Yes.
looks very confused.
Beautiful brown eyes, long eyelashes. It is true that the deer only has the second most beautiful eyes, but the most beautiful eyes belong to the donkey, and you cannot call a person a donkey if you do not like it.
She just looks at you like, oh.
So, I've told you something about my land. Tell me about this festival. It seems
It's
so amazing.
It is. I was only 5 when we did it last time, and it's
Now
it's
I'm 7.
What is your favorite thing about the festival?
Oh, it's just we get this yummy food, and I can stay up all night if I want to. Although I've never been able to stay up all night, but I try to and stay up. They don't make me go to bed early or anything. I can just go to sleep right on the grass if I want, and it's just and everybody's everybody's so happy. We're just such a happy time. We don't have to worry about the monsters attacking and any of the war that's happening, and we just get to just enjoy the happy times.
That is fantastic. I also like to enjoy the happy times. So, my friend, what is your name?
I'm Linach.
Linok.
Yes.
Pleasure to meet you. Senin gözlerin çok güzel jalan gibi.
Right. What does that mean?
You have beautiful eyes like a deer.
No, really, what does that mean?
What do you mean, what does it mean?
You just say that to everybody? I don't have beautiful eyes.
Oh, don't count yourself short. How many times have you looked at your own eyes? Very rarely, I imagine.
Okay. But you said the same thing to her. You said we
Yes.
both have deer eyes?
Look at yourself.
I-
Next time you get a chance, every person is beautiful, and in your eyes, I can see there is something going on in there.
Okay. Here, would you like some bread?
Thank you so much. What is your favorite part of the festival?
Oh, what's coming after the feast?
Ooh, and what is that?
It's a lot of fun.
Aha!
We get rid of all our clothes
Like you
and
I.
yeah, we get rid of all our clothes and we get to go dance and hug and have a great time all night long by the moon.
Fantastic. I love
And you notice
that.
he's like looking at the little girl, like hesitating in his description there.
Right. Yeah. And nod is as good as a wink to a blind man, my friend.
Okay. So I used to be a farmer up north, but then the ice came and destroyed all our lands, and my father said I should go join the Druids because they couldn't afford to feed me anymore. So I moved here as a young boy and been working for them ever since. Oh, we lost our stream.
Yep.
Yeah. We're still
Still recording though. Okay.
Yeah.
And So I've been here since I was about.
But we lost the person you're talking to.
Oh, we lost Joe.
Yeah.
Oh, so we lost our whole internet?
No, just Joe.
No, it's the stream stopped too.
Oh.
Yeah.
So our internet went down. Did Comcast just choke us out?
Network.
There is network.
Yeah, no, the whole thing. Oh no, I can ping the internet, so it's not the whole thing. But if Joe's gone to refresh that browser,
Okay.
in case it was just a glitch. Is he back?
There he
So
is.
we had a little hiccup. Okay, what about, can you, is the stream's green?
Screen is green.
Okay, oh, we're coming back. Okay. Little hiccup there. All right, so I was 5 or 6 when I had to move down here, so my family couldn't feed me anymore because the ice took over was killing all the farms, and so they sent me here, and I take care of one of the gardens.
So you're a North Rounder.
Yes. I'm a druid now. I'm a druid now.
Ah, excellent.
I'm a
glad to
druid.
hear it.
I'm a really good druid.
I believe it.
Definitely a good
So
person.
far, I've not been poisoned or tortured, so you're not a good North Rounder.
What do you mean?
Oh, they like to poison and torture people.
No, they don't. No.
Everyone I've met has tortured me or poisoned me.
How many have you met?
50?
Really?
Yes. Look at this scar on my wrist. This is from them.
What did you do?
I came into their village asking to talk to that lady over there. It's important that she talk to me.
She doesn't look like a North Rounder.
Oh, she isn't.
Although I can't see her very well under the veil. She gonna take the veil off when later? He looks hopeful.
I don't know. I imagine that is pretty much up to her. Yes?
Oh yeah, it's up to everyone. Sure.
Excellent. I like it when everything is optional.
Consent is important.
Some voice out of the ether suddenly. Druid with a platter walking by mentions.
Kids at home, remember, in all things, consent is important.
Yes. So I'm now 25, and I may finally get to go. Well, I've tried 4 other times, but I'm supposed to finally this week get to try to do a ritual to get my druid habit. So I'm really kind of a druid trainee. Not really fully druid yet, but I'm really, really close. This time I'm sure I'll remember the whole recitation.
I am sure you will. A man such as yourself is not easily discouraged.
Right. Here, have some soup.
Ah, excellent. What is this, lemongrass?
Barley broth.
Aha! So, failed beer.
Oh no, here. He takes a big pitcher and pours it in your flagon. Now that's better than failed beer.
Ha-ha! This is the only barley broth I enjoy.
Do you take a sip of it?
Absolutely.
It's a really intense mead. Like both in flavor and in alcohol content.
Okay.
You take that and it just like your lips go numb.
Saving throw against poisons.
Sure.
Just a constitution check.
19!
Okay. So you chug that down just fine, but you feel it numb your throat as it pours down. And you feel a warm flush go through your body. And you probably don't want to stand up too quickly.
This is what I need to do my best dancing.
He's like, oh! He tops it off again. And then he tops his off as well. All right, so moving on back to talk. So you disappeared. You come to. You are clinging to the top of a tree by moonlight. Moon is just starting to crest over the Dragonspine Mountains. You can see way below you, hundreds of feet below, looking down, the little flickering lights of everybody down below. You can see the rows of the tables. You can't make out individuals, but you're above all this feast on a huge tree, clinging on, and This fellow is sitting on just like with one toe, staying on top with his arms on his side, looking at you, but he is completely changed. He's all red-skinned with little horns and little pointy ears and stubby kind of little hands, and he's not wearing anything, but he has no male anatomy or anything. But he's looking at it. He's only about a foot tall. It's like, well, you are becoming very boring.
Yeah.
Can you breathe now? Can you breathe now? Yes?
Yeah. I can breathe.
Yeah? You sure you won't change your mind? Looks at you.
No, I'm pretty sure I can breathe.
But you sure you won't change your mind about me helping you? I can help you. I can help you find your family. Oh, yes, I can.
Can you help me down?
If I want to.
Can we do that?
And then wind kind of picks up. Clinging on.
We can negotiate.
Well, that's a start. Poof, poof. Okay. Torn it. You're getting tipsy, drunk, blotto.
Yeah, so I have a small space like, hey, they gonna start the music back up for the dancing or what?
Soon, dear, soon.
Okay.
It'll start soon.
It's like this little magic pair of boots. And it's totally, I'm not sure. I guess no one else can see it but me, but I guess that's something that's
What do the
normal.
boots look like?
Oh, they look, I described them.
Yeah, they're shoes, not boots.
Okay.
But that's fine. Okay.
Yeah.
Green.
Yeah, oh yes.
And they were dancing?
Oh yeah.
Did they try to get under your feet?
They did, yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
Yeah, I wouldn't wear those if I were you.
Why not?
Unless you really like dancing.
I mean, I do, but I figure...
Forever.
Like forever's?
Forever. Well, till you die.
Oh, I guess that's forever enough then, huh?
Yes.
Well,
you must really like dancing for them to have picked you.
I mean, it is a favorite thing to do when we ever has a harvest festival. I just dance until I, almost chuck it and then find some place to sleep it off, but...
Yes. Well, this would be all of those festivals combined.
Huh. Oh.
And it would probably take you back through the portal with them.
Oh.
Yeah.
No,
So, unless you really want to go stay in the land of Fae, probably don't want to put those on.
Okay, well that's good enough, because I was thinking, well, maybe it'd be good to dance with, the fairy folk, but maybe I'd like to, not be dead again.
Now, I understand you're here with the others, and she points over at the group of them. She doesn't notice Farhad, but she's pointing at the cluster of the others.
Cluster of these three just sing songs.
She just rolled past the dead again.
Yes. Yeah.
Didn't even blink.
Yep.
So just the three solemnly eating there, not looking at anyone or having fun?
Well, two are picking it over. Karn and Janera are actually eating fairly, with a fair amount of gusto. They're not hitting heavy on the drink, but they are enjoying the food.
Oh yeah, I'm with him. Yeah, we'll all come together, heading up north.
Okay. By the way, you notice a couple of bowls are being passed around that are different than all the others. They're wooden, but they're rimmed in gold, and they have lots of intricate. Like all the other stuff's really plain and basic, but it's being passed around. One person after another is taking a sip from it and passing it down to the next, and everybody's handling it very reverently, and they pass it on to the next one and the next one. Oh, well, you should drink that.
Really? What is
It's
it?
for what's coming up,
So
that you'll be able to stay awake through the night and enjoy.
Oh. I mean, yes, it is
And
hard.
you will see the stars and the lights in the trees like you've never seen them before.
I look over. Are there a pair of shoes just waiting at the boundary of where?
Yep.
You know,
In fact, one of them's tapping a little impatiently. Tap, 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 tap.
yeah.
tap,
You know
tap,
what?
tap,
Maybe I gotta
tap.
keep a clear head tonight.
As you wish, dear. So slowly that gets passed around. So this bowl comes down to your guys' table, and Janera goes ahead and sniffs it and takes a little sip from it, and you see her kind of hands it over to Karn. Karn's like passes it over to Moisha,
Moisha passes it down.
to River.
Yeah.
What is this?
Joanna's like, it's part of the festival, dear, but it's if you're going to be fully engaged in the intimate activities of the night.
Passes it down.
And Karn gives her a look now that she explained what it was. A look of like, she drank from it. And he's just like, So it passes, you pass it on down. Farhad, when the bowl comes around to you, what do? You see all of the adults, none of the children are drinking from it under pubescent age.
Sure. Farhad takes a drink. What he guesses is the same amount of drink that everyone else has taken.
Yeah, a good sip.
Yeah.
Okay.
He's not chugging it down. He's not like.
It is a multi-flavored. It kind of hits you like in different waves of flavor. The tingling just goes through your spine, and you're feeling very alive. But also, all of the colors and lights are starting to get a little more intense. And as time progresses, that will increase. It is a psychedelic, among other things.
Okay.
So acid trip on the positive side will happen over time. So, among other things.
Sure.
Yeah. Okay. And so pass it on down, and Linak is like, yes. Oh, yes. Passes it on down. Talk.
Okay.
Poof! You appear about 10 feet away from all these long rows of tables. Not far away from, you can recognize their backsides at a table. And you see the little guy is now back in his leprechaun appearance.
I probably do recognize their backsides because that's probably the best view I've gotten.
I don't mean their bums, I just mean their rear profile.
But I'm short, so
Yes, that is true.
I'm short, and we've been
But he has
walking
appeared
a long
once again
ways.
looking like a leprechaun, not like what he was looking like up above, which would be, kind of a little demon imp look. Yeah, basically. And you're 10 feet away, and he's like, so? Well, what do you say, lad? And you notice now none of the Fae are within about 10 feet of any of the feasting area. They're all loitered doing stuff and having, they've got their own little feast tables laid out here and there, you notice as well. Little miniature ones of different sizes. They're all enjoying.
And, are they, seeming to specifically avoid the area, or...?
There is not a single Fae within 10 feet of any of the larger feast tables. Not in the air or around.
All right. We can definitely break into negotiation. If you just come over to the tables with me, we can break bread and have a drink. And
Fine, come this way. He points towards a little table over this way.
Oh no! I'd rather we go over here. I mean,
No, come on over
everybody's waiting
here.
for
I've got
us.
it right here for you.
Yeah, if you'll just come along and I mean, we have to be able to break bread and share a
Unfortunately,
drink.
the ritual doesn't let us come into the feast area. We get our own feast area.
Oh well, I'm sorry. I've made a commitment to be over
He
at
looks
the
at
feast.
you warningly. Now, you said you would negotiate.
Well, I can't negotiate if we're not going to be able to
There's a
observe
table right here. We can do so.
to observe proper traditional. And I've got a prior commitment, unfortunately. So if
But you can't eat forever. When you're done eating,
well, I mean, we can discuss it if you like, but in truth, I think we're going to have to put it off till next festival.
oh, you think so, do you? All right, if that's the way it's going to be. He disappears. A little tinkle of gold. What do you do?
I shakily walk to the feast.
Okay. All right. Tons of food still out there. There's a bowl being passed around that you're right near. That they hold it out to you.
Oh, thanks.
It's the ritual bowl. Whoa! Tingly and lots of flavors and shivers down your spine. And the colors are starting to get interesting and a wash of pleasantness goes through you. And so we'll go ahead and leave it there. It's time to wrap up the show for tonight. So we'll be back again next week, 6 p.m. to 9 p.m. We will not be going through the entire feast in this level of detail. This was the most important part of setting that up. Especially when it gets to the more intimate parts, that will just be fade to black type activities. But you'll have the opportunity to talk to some of the druids and others who aren't participating, and maybe find out about what things look like to the north, perhaps, since you guys are trying to go that way. So we'll find out all that information in next week's show. So thank you for joining us. Thank you for your audience interaction. One of the audience members, we haven't had a chance to implement that third item that you wanted, so that'll have to wait until until certain circumstances allow, but we won't forget about that, and we'll make sure that your third item there gets implemented when the opportunity presents.
Sorry, my backstory takes up a lot of time.
No, it wasn't that at all. That was not a problem.
Your front story.
What's that?
It's his front story that takes up a lot of time.
So we will be back in 6 to 9 p.m. And if you're not yet a donor to RPG Research, do please consider it. Swing by rpgresearch.com, click on donate. You can do it one time through PayPal, or you can become a monthly subscriber, get early access to videos, audio, essays, and all sorts of other great benefits, as well as for every $10 a month, you get 1,000 bonus hero points that you can use to affect the story. Or you can subscribe through Twitch and help that way, and you get some bonus points that way. Or what am I forgetting? If you shop on Amazon, go to smile.amazon.com and select a charity. You can only have one charity at a time, but select RPG Research. We're a 501c3 nonprofit, and all your shopping, a small percentage, Amazon will donate to us each quarter. It's like 0.004.
I feel like it's more than that.
It's not a big amount.
Yeah, I was
But
looking at it recently.
It's still, every little bit helps if
Yeah.
everybody does that. It doesn't cost you anything extra. You just got to make sure every time you do your shopping, you go smile.amazon.com that you selected us. So that's another way you can help indirectly as well. So we really appreciate your support. We appreciate your interaction. I hope you enjoyed. And rpgresearch.com is our organization. MissHeroes.com to check out the catalog of things that you can do with the audience interaction. And Beru.world, that's BERU.world, for the campaign setting are the websites. Wherever it may be well, happy gaming, Namarie.
Oh. I get murder sheets.
Konbanwa.
Be careful what you eat.
I don't like tight spaces.
Is that a woman or a man? I can't tell, and I don't think I care.
I believe the answer is yes.
Dan?
Be wary what you wish for.
Indeed. Good night, Pyro. Good night.
Break out the EDM.
Yeah, okay. Good night.